When I walked into the courthouse that morning, the air felt heavier than usual. Divorce day. The day that was supposed to tear my world apart. The day my wife, Melissa, thought she'd walk away with everything. For months, she had been treating me like I was invisible. We had built a life together. Our house, our savings, even a small business I poured my blood and sweat into. But the moment she found someone new, a man with flashier cars and louder promises, she filed for divorce. At first, I was shattered. Nights of staring at the ceiling, asking myself what I had done wrong. Days of wondering if I hadn't worked enough, loved enough, or been enough. But the truth revealed itself in whispers from mutual friends. Melissa wasn't just leaving me. She was planning to take everything. She's going to ruin you, Daniel. My best friend told me one night over drinks. She's telling people you'll be broke when she's done. And maybe that would have scared the old me. But instead of drowning in despair, I hired the best lawyer in town. Quiet, sharp, and relentless. Together, we built a case, not out of vengeance, but out of truth. The morning of the trial, Melissa strutted into court, wearing a designer dress I had bought for her last birthday. On her arm was the man she'd left me for. She didn't even hide it. She smirked when she saw me, as if the fight was already won. Her lawyer, smug and confident, laid out their demands. We're asking for marital home, full ownership of the business, and majority of the joint savings. I sat quietly, letting them talk, letting Melissa's confidence grow. She thought I'd roll over like I always had, just to keep the peace. But then my lawyer stood, calm, composed, and carrying a folder that held months of careful preparation. Your Honor, he began, what my client's wife fails to disclose is that the business in question was never marital property. It was incorporated solely under Daniel's name before the marriage, with funds inherited from his late mother. Every penny invested after that came from his personal account. The judge raised an eyebrow. Melissa shifted uncomfortably. And furthermore, my lawyer continued, we have records of Melissa diverting joint funds into private accounts. Here are the bank statements. A murmur spread through the courtroom. Melissa's lawyer tried to object, but the evidence was irrefutable. Page after page, receipt after receipt, everything laid bare. Melissa's face drained of color. She glanced at her new man, who suddenly looked less supportive, more calculating. Her lawyer stammered, We weren't aware of these documents. That's because you didn't look hard enough, my lawyer said coolly. The judge leaned forward. Mrs. Carter, is this true? Did you misappropriate joint funds? Melissa's lips trembled. She opened her mouth, but no sound came out. The judge sighed, his patience thinning. Given the evidence, I find that the business and majority of the savings remain solely in Mr. Carter's possession. As for the marital home, since Mrs. Carter vacated the property to live with another man, she has forfeited her claim. Melissa's jaw dropped. What? That's not fair, she shouted, her voice echoing in the chamber. But the judge wasn't finished. Additionally, due to her financial misconduct, Mrs. Carter is liable to reimburse Mr. Carter for half of the diverted funds. Silence. Complete, suffocating silence. Melissa's lawyer sank into his chair. Her new man leaned away from her, as if she were contagious. I sat there, calm as ever. Not gloating, not smiling, just breathing. For the first time in months, I could finally breathe. When the gavel came down, the weight lifted from my chest. Melissa had come to court expecting to strip me of everything. Instead, she walked out with nothing but her pride shattered. Outside the courthouse, she ran up to me, her mascara streaked with tears. Daniel, please. I didn't mean for it to go this far. We can talk. We can work something out. I looked at her, really looked at her, and saw the woman who once promised forever. But that woman was gone, replaced by greed, lies, and betrayal. I shook my head softly. Melissa, you already made your choice. Today was just the consequence. Her new man didn't wait. He got into his car and drove off, leaving her standing there alone. She reached for my hand, but I pulled back. Goodbye, Melissa. And with that, I walked away not just from her, but from the storm she had created. For the first time in a long time, I felt free. I didn't just win in court. I won myself back. And sometimes, that's the only victory that truly matters.